We've all seen the images: giant millipedes longer than a human, dragonflies with wingspans as wide as an eagle's, amphibians the size of crocodiles. But why were animals during the Carboniferous period so enormous? The common answer is oxygen. And yes, back then, the air held nearly 35% oxygen, far higher than today's 21%. Arthropods like insects and millipedes don't breathe the way we do. They rely on simple tubes called tracheae, where oxygen diffuses directly into their bodies. More oxygen meant more diffusion, and that opened the evolutionary door for bigger bodies. But here's the catch: oxygen wasn't the only reason. Let's look at the land itself. Dense coal forests stretched across the continents, swampy, humid, and layered with ecological niches. There were few land predators. Vertebrates were still mostly small, slow, or waterbound. In this window of evolutionary opportunity, arthropods faced little threat. That meant fewer pressures to stay small or fast. They could afford to grow large and slow because nothing was there to stop them. There's also something called ecological release. When competition is low, and niches are wide open, evolution often experiments with scale. Size can become an advantage, covering ground, intimidating rivals, or accessing new food sources. In a world without flying reptiles or birds, a dragonfly could claim the skies without competition. In the absence of large terrestrial hunters, amphibians could sprawl across the forest floor. But nature doesn't give out permanent prizes. Toward the end of the Carboniferous, things began to change. The climate dried. Forests collapsed. Oxygen levels fell. And new land predators evolved, smarter, faster, and better adapted to drier conditions. The giants of the swamp had nowhere left to go. Over time, they vanished, not because they were failures, but because the world around them moved on. Evolution didn't make them giants by design. It simply made them possible at a very particular time, under very specific conditions. When those conditions vanished, so did the giants. That's not just a story of size. It's a story of how evolution works, with opportunity, pressure, and change always intertwined.